In this video, I'm going to show you how to fix rounded back and shoulder posture using no equipment. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Dr. Rowe coming to you from SpineCare in St. Joseph, Michigan. In this video, I'm going to go over easy exercises that you can do daily to quickly improve a rounded shoulder and back posture. And to make this easy, I'm going to break the video up into two separate parts. In the first part, we're going to focus on lengthening tight muscles that might be drawing us forward. I'm going to go over 3 different exercises. Each one works a little bit differently. They target different muscle groups. So make sure to go through all 3, use what gives you the best results. In the second part, we're going to focus on strengthening everything to maintain that good posture. When you put both parts together, you're going to get the best of everything. As a bonus, all of the exercises can be done at home. They require no special equipment, and you may find give quick results even within 30 seconds. So let's get started and fix that rounded back and shoulder posture right now. So here's a really good postural exercise that's going to hit the shoulders and pretty much the full back. It's known as the windmill. For this one, you're going to get better results if you do it in a scissored lunge stance because we can target more muscles, including the psoas and the hip flexors right here in the front part of the leg, which will give more support and just give overall better posture for the hips, pelvis, and the lower back. But you can do this one standing if you do have knee issues. So let's start off by getting into position. I'm going to start off in a lunged scissored stance, with the side closest to the wall being towards the front. So this will be the front knee. We want our foot, our knee, and our hip flush against the wall for support. The other knee is also going to go bent at 90 degrees. Make sure to put a pillow or towel underneath it too for extra comfort. So I'm going to have very good upright posture. From here, I'm going to lunge forward with my body weight until I feel a very good stretch forming in the front part of the leg, this back leg right here. That's the hip flexors. Once we feel that, I'm then going to straighten my arm that is closest to the wall at the elbow right here and have the back side of my hand touching the wall. From here, the movement is very easy. I'm just going to slide my arm and hand upward overhead like this. And if you have tight shoulders, you're definitely going to start to feel this. Once we get right overhead, what I'm going to do is then turn my hand so my palm is facing towards the wall, and then I'm going to go back like this. You're going to feel a ton fire in pretty much the neck, shoulder, and upper back. Hold this for a second or two, go down as far as you can, and then you're just going to come back up very slowly like this and go back into the starting position, again rotating your hand at the top. But I try to do this one nice and slowly for about 2 to 3 repetitions. And then from there, what I'm going to do is switch the position of my legs so I make sure to hit both hip flexors on both sides. But with each repetition, just try to stretch into it just a little bit more. In the second part of this exercise, I want to focus a little bit more on opening up the chest because a tight chest can draw us forward, giving that rounded back and shoulder appearance. So for this one, I'm going to get back into my original lunge stance until I feel a very good stretch into the front part of that back leg. And then I'm going to put both arms out in front of me. Back side of the hand right here is going to be against the wall. That is pretty much closest to the wall. The other hand is going to go overlapping and pretty much be in like a clapping position. From here, I'm just going to slowly take the other hand right here away from me and then come back towards the wall. The goal with this one is to feel a deep activation of the chest right here and trying to pinch the shoulder blades in the back at the same time. You're going to feel a ton start to fire. And with this one, you might not be able to get the back of the hand towards the wall. Do the best you can. Go for a deep, comfortable stretch. Hold this one right here for about 15 to 20 seconds. You're just going to relax, and then on the next repetition, build into it just a little bit more. Try to do this one for 2 to 3 times, and then just switch the position of the legs to make sure you keep everything in balance. So here's a really easy postural exercise that you can do throughout the day. It's really going to help open up a tight chest and in between the shoulder blades. And the great part is you can do this one standing. So have very good upright posture. The first movement, I'm just going to take my arms off to my side, palms facing away from me. Let's try to bring our arms backward like this as much as we can until we feel a deep activation in the shoulders, upper back, and in between the shoulder blades. Should feel like the shoulder blades are starting to pinch. Once we feel that, I'm then going to make fists with my hands and then place my fist in the small of the lower back. Press into your lower back very slightly and then wing your elbows backward while trying to take the chest rate up here towards the ceiling, just very slightly. You're going to feel a ton of muscles firing in the chest, the shoulders, and in between the shoulder blades. Hold this one comfortably for 15 to 20 seconds. You're just going to relax. On the next repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. I try to do this one for 3 to 5 reps. And again, this is something that you can do throughout the day, especially if you feel like you've just been leaning forward a little too much and you have a very tight back. So for this postural exercise, we need something flat, elevated, and sturdy. The edge of a chair works. You can also use a desk or the edge of a bed. I'm also going to start off on my knees, so make sure to put something like a pillow or towel underneath them for extra comfort. So let's start off by getting into position. I'm going to bend my elbows and have the back side of my arms right here on the top of that flat, elevated surface. Our hands are going to go on the top of the shoulders on the upper back. Let's tuck our chin towards our chest. The movement from here is very easy. I'm just going to rock my whole body backward, kind of like taking my bottom towards my heels. The more that you go back, the more that you're going to feel a deep opening stretch in the upper back that works its way down to the lower back. I almost feel it right down to my tailbone. Once you feel that, what I want to do to intensify this stretch is to allow my chest to go downward towards the floor as much as possible. You should really feel it in between the shoulder blades. Once you feel that, let's hold this one comfortably for 20 to 30 seconds. Just do nice, slow, controlled breathing also. Let as much tension out as possible. From there, we're going to relax, take a breather, and then repeat this one 3 to 5 times. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. Let's focus on taking this one to the next level by targeting a couple more muscles that will help improve posture. So I'm going to do what is known as threading the needle. And this one's going to involve rotating inwards. So I'm going to take one arm off like this, and I'm going to bend my elbow at 90 degrees and then reach towards the opposite direction. So my right arm is reaching towards my left, really scooping inwards. Really focus on trying to scoop into the movement with your shoulder blade. It usually feels really, really good. Again, hold this one for about 20 to 30 seconds. You're just going to relax and then repeat this one 3 to 5 times, and then just switch to the other side to make sure everything is kept in balance. So let's take this one to even the next level by now focusing on rotating outwards with this. So I'm going to get back into my original stretch. I'm going to lift one elbow up and then wing my elbow upward towards the ceiling. You'll notice the muscles get hit just a little bit differently. Again, try to scoop up through the shoulder blade, activating those upper back muscles. Hold this one for about 15 seconds. You're just going to relax, and then you're going to repeat this on the other side. 3 to 5 repetitions on both sides. So without a doubt, the best way to improve and also maintain shoulder and upper back posture is to strengthen the muscles that help support it. I'm going to show you a combination exercise that's going to hit a lot of muscles in a short amount of time. The first one is known as a scapular push-up. I'm going to start off on a floor, and I'm going to support my upper body weight onto my forearms just like this. They're roughly in a V shape. Put your hands together. You might want to put a pillow or towel underneath your forearms too for a little bit more support. So let's start off with the easier variation of the scapular push-up, and we'll progress into the harder one as you feel ready. So what I'm going to do is just go into a plank position, but I'm going to put all of my lower body weight onto my knees just like this. I'm going to tighten my core muscles for a little bit more support, tuck my chin towards my chest. The movement from here is very easy. What I want to do is focusing on trying to drive my chest downward towards the floor, trying to pinch my shoulder blades as much as I can. So you should feel it in the chest and also in the upper back in between the shoulder blades. Hold this position for about 5 seconds, and now you're going to do the opposite. We're going to lift upwards with our chest and upper back towards the ceiling. This time we're trying to open up those shoulder blades and really focus on activating those chest muscles at the same time. Again, for about a 5-second hold, and then you're just going to relax and then repeat this whole cycle for about 10 to 15 times. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. To make this one more challenging, go up on your toes and do the same thing. You're going to notice that a lot more muscles start to fire, and it will be a lot harder to do. So if you're able to do that one, give that a try. The last position that we're going to do is known as a dolphin press, and this one is really going to help focus on building strength into the serratus anterior, a big muscle right off to the side of the ribs right here. That helps stabilize the shoulder blades. So if you have a lot of winging or rounded back posture, you might have a lot of weakness or tightness in those serratus anteriors that we need to address. So for this one, I'm going to get back into our position, kind of like that plank, but I'm just going to walk forward with my toes just a little bit. So with this one, I'm going to tuck my chin towards my chest, tighten my core muscles, and then lift and hinge my whole body backwards, kind of like lifting my butt upward towards the ceiling while lowering my head down towards the floor, and you're going to feel a ton fire off to the side. Again, you should really feel it below the armpit, off to the side of the ribs. Hold this one for about 5 seconds. You're just going to relax, and then repeat this one 10 to 15 times. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. Here's a daily strengthening exercise that you can do right in bed. I call this one the shoulder blade pump. It's pretty much going to target all of the postural muscles that help support the shoulders, upper back, and the shoulder blades. Start off on your stomach and slide forward until your shoulders and your head are off the edge of that bed. From there, what I want to do is a head retraction. That is just drawing the top of my head right here towards the ceiling. So we're not trying to bend it back like this, but instead go straight up until you feel a very good activation of the neck muscles. I'm going to go over different positions with this. All of these positions you want to hold for 3 to 5 seconds to your comfort level. So with the first position, my arms are going to be straight behind me, palms up towards the ceiling. Slowly raise or pump your palms upward towards the ceiling until you feel a very deep activation of those muscles in the shoulders and upper back. The next position, I'm going to go slightly off to my side and then do the same thing. The next position after that, I'm going to turn my arms. They're going to be straight away from my body, and I'm going to do a hitchhiker's sign with my thumbs up towards the ceiling. With this one, really try to focus on opening up the chest and pinching those shoulder blades. It usually feels really, really good. From there, I'm going to take my arms in front of me, just like this, off to my side, and then repeat. And then the next position is straight right in front of me. The final position, I'm going to take my hands, put them on the back of my head like this. Let's really focus on that head retraction so we all feel those neck muscles start to fire. And then from there, I'm going to wing my elbows upward towards the ceiling. Really try to challenge yourself to open up the chest and pinch those shoulder blades with this one. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to take a breather and then just go in reverse. You want to do this whole complete cycle, if you have enough energy, for about 3 to 5 repetitions. If the exercises helped, please support the channel by giving this video a like and maybe subscribing too. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.